Crossroads Motel. Can I help you?
Those words were said by that actress on this channel exactly 50 years ago. It was the opening line in a daily serial that would change British TV forever. Birmingham-based ATV brought Crossroads to the screen on November the 2nd, 1964. At its peak, 16 million viewers followed the daily dramas at the motel in King's Oak, run by wealthy widow Meg Richardson.
Me, the idea Midlander? You, the centrepiece as a Midland.
TV favourite Noel Gordon played Meg, here with businessman Hugh Mortimer, whom Meg would eventually marry in a ceremony that brought the centre of Birmingham to a standstill. Meg had two children, Jill and Sandy, played by Jane Rossington and Roger Tong. Sandy was partially paralysed after a car accident and became the first regular disabled character in a soap. Jill married motel garage boss Stan Harvey, but they split and she later wed the suave but slippery Adam Chance, played by Tony Adams.
We do.
Hundreds of characters came through the motel doors in the so-called golden years from 1962 to 1988. It ran 5 days a week, later reduced to 4 after protests from the cast about their workload versus their pay.
We got £40 an episode, £129 for our accommodation, but we had to supply our own clothes, and I only had one suit in those days.
And each episode of Crossroads was recorded as if it were live, which meant no stopping, whatever happened.
If you walk through the door and the doorknob came off in your hand,
Which it did.
Yes, which it did. You could do it again, right? But if you'd just done 3 or 4 scenes and it had all been fine, then something went wrong, tough luck.
Of course, there were times when they simply had to reshoot, quite literally. Like Rosemary Hunter's first attempt at shooting her ex-husband and motel manager, David.
Put that down and
But there were definitely no retakes for fluffed lines. Amy Turtle, played by Anne George, often delivered other actors' dialogue as well as her own.
What I want to know is, when do we get our mink coats and our villas in the south of France?
And our villas in the south of France.
Despite its faults, Crossroads was and still is loved. Members of the Crossroads Appreciation Society have gathered to mark the 50th anniversary, bringing with them memorabilia and memories.
It was a bit rough around the edges, but we loved that. What the critics hated, we loved, because it was the charm, the homespun qualities of it all.
It's got £1,000 in it, £1,000!
Yeah, and it's for you, for fun. So you don't have to worry about money anymore.
Crossroads' biggest shocker, though, was a real-life one. In 1981, Noel Gordon was sacked by bosses at Central, which had taken over from ATV. The distraught star immediately phoned Tony Adams.
And I thought, oh dear, drama. Why do actors always, I've never considered myself an actor, that's why I was in Crossroads. Drama, you know, I thought all this drama. And she had been sacked.
Noel Gordon's departure was marked off-screen by protests outside the studios and on-screen by the motel going up in flames, with Meg thought to be inside.
The motel is on fire! Mom!
But it turned out that Meg had left the motel just before the fire and boarded the QE2 for a final farewell with Jill.
I've turned my back on the motel. My life there's finished.
And after 19 years, Meg waved goodbye. Jill and Adam eventually divorced, but today the couple are back together again at the real-life Ramada Hotel in Sutton Coldfield, used in the 1980s as the exterior of Crossroads. The series was rebranded several times, but axed in 1988. Then, in 2001, Carlton Television announced it was bringing it back with a multi-million-pound set at its studios in Nottingham and 4 of the original cast, including Adam and Jill. However, its afternoon time slot and increasingly bizarre storylines meant audiences turned off. And on May the 30th, 2003, after 4,928 episodes, Crossroads finally closed its doors forever.
I was gutted when the 2001 version came to an end. I was more gutted when 1988 finished. I wanted Jill to run off with Adam, so actually when it started and Jill and Adam had another chance to get together, I was really excited.
Adam remarried Jill in 2001, but only to get his hands on her share of the motel. When she found out, he drowned her in this lake, but was then killed himself in a fire. So that's that then. Well, if there's one thing I've learnt looking back over 50 years of Crossroads, it's never say die.
Could I book a room for tonight, please?
Adam, I thought you were dead.
I could say the same about you. Can't we just forget the past and start over again?
This is Crossroads, darling. Anything is possible.